messaging as well. I mean, several people are pouring in their tributes on the social media as well and recanting their experiences, that they have also had with the late High Chief. But we do also have other guests on the virtual session. Perry?
Yeah, so we also have to take Mr. Ken now, who is the lawyer, joining us to also, give his tribute to the late media magnate. Good morning, Mr. Ken.
Good morning. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning.
First of all, I must thank you for giving me this rare privilege to pay my tribute to this wonderful Nigerian. Some of us, I consider myself a member of the AIT family, because on several occasions I've appeared on AIT, even though I never met him in person. But some of us who have been following the events, the political development of Nigeria, especially when it pertains to our democracy, we've been privileged enough to have witnessed how High Chief Raymond Dokpesi contributed tremendously to where we are today in our democracy. A lot of people have talked about how he pioneered the establishment of private broadcasting in Nigeria. But there is something that is even more touchy for me than establishment of private. There are so many people who have ventured into private broadcasting and they couldn't stay, the time, But High Chief Raymond Dokpesi, I will never forget in 2006, precisely on 15th May 2006, when the SSS invaded the AIT, when AIT was broadcasting a documentary on the aborted third term of that era. And they made away with the master tape of that broadcasting. So as a matter of fact, coincidentally, Chuk Sakuna, who just left your studio now, was a reporter with this day newspaper, and my brother and friend, Kingsley Weze. Then Chuks was in this day. They were the ones who reported that as exactly the way it happened. Now, what am I trying to say here? High Chief Raymond Dokpesi laid down his life for Nigeria's democracy as we have it today to be where it is. I remember when AIT was almost demolished in that era because he stood his ground and beamed the proceedings in the National Assembly on that aborted third term live for the entire world to see that this is where some persons are trying to take our democracy to. And he did that at the expense of losing all he has toiled and labored to establish. That is AIT and Red Power. So I must commend him. Your studio is named after Senator Ken Nnamani, and a lot of people don't even know why the broadcasting studio is named after Ken Nnamani. And he still bears the hallmark of High Chief, because Ken Nnamani was the Senate president at the time when that third term was raging, and he stood his ground to ensure that democracy was sustained. And in order to immortalize Nnamani, that place was named after him. So High Chief Raymond Dokpesi is somebody that, if you want to talk about the political evolution of Nigeria,